Hey, yo, what up, man? Welcome to This Is Not a Podcast. Actually, this is just my thoughts with Rob Markman. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I quite ever seen something like this in hip hop. What we saw last night, early this morning, this thing got real bad, really quick, and I'm talking about Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. Of course, first Drake dropped "Family Matters." There's a little like prelude on his Instagram where he's rapping over "Buried Alive." That's the solo track that Kendrick had on "Take Care," and then there's a "Family Matters" video on YouTube. Plus, it's on DSPs now, but I don't know if it's quite a music video or a lyric video or a visualizer. It's not like fully produced, but there's definitely some things in that video as well. And a lot of people were saying, "Yo, do a live stream." I didn't want to do a live stream last night because I wanted to gather my thoughts. I wanted to soak it all in. My whole thing is about a thoughtful reaction. So I needed time to digest it all. But I'm gonna start with Family Matters with this video. I'm gonna do a second video later today, shortly after, on Kendrick's response, "Meet the Grams." But some important information before I start. I was told by somebody that I know that earlier this week that Kendrick and Drake has spoke, like direct messages were sent somehow, but they spoke. They got in contact with each other. Where Drake was mad. There was some ground rules maybe to be said, and Drake was asked not to mention Dot's family. Remember on push-ups, Drake said, "I'll be around some bodyguards like Whitney." And in my push-ups breakdown, I questioned why he would do that. Like, especially after mention Push's wife on Duppy, and then we see how that turned out. So that's going to become relevant. But, we're just going to go in because there's a lot to cover here, right? Drake starts off the song with the song that he teased at the end of push-ups. That I was trying to keep it PG, that whole thing. So, but, it starts off with a line from his mom. And she says, "Maybe in this song you shouldn't start by saying," and then he just goes in. "I said it. I know you mad. I emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. You mentioned my seed. Now deal with his dad. I gotta go bad. I gotta go bad." So that's in response to Kendrick ending Euphoria with, "We don't want to hear you say, the N word no more." So Drake goes right in and just boom. Which we knew he would, like, Drake wasn't gonna stop because Kendrick said, you know what I mean? And then also the Euphoria line where Kendrick starts to go in on Drake as a dad, right? Remember the Euphoria line? "Why would I call you trying to get dirt on this? Y'all think my life is right? That's whole shit. I got a son to raise, but I could see you don't know nothing about that. Waking him up, you don't know nothing about that. Telling him to pray, don't know nothing about that." So he starts going in on Drake as a dad. Now, if we're being technical, right? These bars aren't necessarily about Drake's son. He was more criticizing Drake being a father and maybe like didn't really mention his son or put dirt on Drake's son's name. But that's just a technicality. Like, it's easier to sit back when you're breaking it down to try to rationalize that more so than when those bars are directed at you and yours. So, Drake says, "You mentioned my seed, now I gotta go bad," and it gets bad. So the hook, the whole "I was trying to keep it PG," we heard that before. He starts getting into his verse. "If you had a set, they'd give your ass a DP, but you a civilian. Gang in real life, you PC." So basically he's saying Dot's not in the gang. DP, for those who don't know, is discipline. You know, Only your own hood can DP you. It's almost like you did some foul shit and you put your hood, you put your gang in jeopardy. Maybe you started a beef, or maybe just somebody got hurt. It could be for anything, but a DP is something that your hood don't agree with, an action that your hood don't agree with that you did, and they don't stand for that, so they discipline you. So they I beat you up, man. They got DP you. So Drake goes on. Who really bang a set? I mean, and he's still YG, Chuck T, Game, right? Chuck Taylor, CB, Chris Brown. He just starts naming names. So which is crazy. Like, this is fine. All these guys are pretty upfront about whatever their affiliation is, but it's just funny how Drake lays it out. Then Drake mentions Cole and debunks Dot's angle about Drake being a possible snitch on Euphoria, when he said, we know some shit that's gonna make Gunna seem like a saint, right? Remember, Kendrick said down Euphoria. So Drake debunks that, and at the same time admits that he got robbed for a watch. So he said, "Oh, and Cole losing sleep on this, it ain't me. You better have some paperwork or that shit fake tea. Can't be rapping about no ratting that we can't read. I mean, it's true. It slimed me for my AP, just like how Metro slimed him for his main squeeze, just how Metro Man slimed him for his main squeeze." So Metro gets a shot here too, and Drake reminds us that he isn't just battling Kendrick, right? I feel him. It's tough. It's like, and this is gonna come up later, like accusations without proof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you better have some paperwork or that shit fake tea. Like, am I a snitch for real? All right, show, prove it to the world. Because we get to this place where anybody can say anything. And you're going to hear me say this a lot. Rappers lie all the time in all of their lyrics. But the world is watching. These are the two top guys. Like, I don't know that we could just be making stuff up. So you got to kind of stand on what you say, So Metro gets a shot, though. Drake reminds us that it's more than Kendrick that he's going after. And he goes, "Out here begging for attention, say please, always rapping like you about to get the slaves freed. You just acting like an activist is make-believe. Don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees." I guess the slaves freed line is funny. Like, you kind of laugh at that on a very surface level. But the truth is, it feeds into a lot about what's the difference between these two artists. You know what I'm saying? And kind of what Kendrick was saying about Drake's connection to his blackness. I think Kendrick is rapping like he's trying to get his people free. There's a lot of spirituality in it. It's a lot of just blackness in it, and Drake never rapped from that angle of like community, like, even just community, or uplifting the community. So it's funny that Drake kind of points out, it further just points out the differences between those guys. So, like, it's kind of funny and kind of a joke, but then when you really look at it, you're like, hey man, is that a bad thing that Kendrick raps like that? Maybe we need more of that. Not everything has to be super deep. Like, it could be lighthearted, we could party too, but it's like, damn, you ain't got like an ounce of that. Like, I don't know. But that's a big issue between them. Look, man, if we're being objective though, comedy has always been part of these rap battles too. When Jay tells Nas, "What you trying to acknowledge?" Which was a line from Menace to Society. And then Money Trees, is a reference to the record on Good Kid, Mad City Classic Records. You don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. So the wordplay here is good. Drake goes on, you say you hate the girls I fuck, but what you really mean? I've been with black and white and everything that's in between. You the black messiah, wifing up a mixed queen, and hit vanilla cream to help you out with your self-esteem. Okay, so this is playing into Kendrick putting Drake's blackness in the scope on Euphoria, right? And, how many more black features do you finally feel like you black enough? So he's calling his blackness into question, or putting it into a scope. And it's not necessarily even about, I don't think, after some discussion with the comments too, about Drake being biracial, having a white mom and a black dad, but also, who are you and what do you stand for? You know what I'm saying? So this is Drake hitting back about that. But now if you go back to Mr. Morale, on that album, Kendrick rapped about sleeping with white women on Worldwide Steppers. And the lyric was, Whitney asked me, did I have a problem? Said I might be racist. Whitney asked me, did I have a problem? I said I might be racist. Ancestors watching me fuck was like retaliation. So here's where it starts to get like really personal. Remember, I said there was a request put in to leave the family out of it. And Kendrick raps on Euphoria. Like, this is, you could hear it in the lyrics too. Like, when I say that a conversation happened, that a message was sent, like, hey, leave the family out of it. He's been saying this in his lyrics, right? don't speak on the family, Crody. It could get deep in the family, Crody. Talk about me and my family, Crody. Someone gonna bleed in your family, Crody. So that was Kendrick sending the warning shot on Euphoria, like, yo, leave my family out of this. But it gets really bad here. So Drake goes, it's even hard to read this shit. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Drake goes, on some Bobby shit, I want to know what Whitney need. Or that puppy love was over in your late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him say cheese? We could have left the kids out of this. Don't blame me. Going back again, Kendrick rapped about Drake being a father. He took exception to that. So we could have left the kids out of this. Don't blame me. You're a dog and you know it. You just play sweet. Your baby mama captions always screaming, save me. You did her dirty all her life. You trying to make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be Dave Free. Don't make it Dave Freeze, because if your GM is your BM, secret BD, then this is all making plenty fucking sense to me. Hey, let that shorty breathe. I'm pretty sure y'all know. If y'all don't know, Dave Free is Kendrick's best friend. I mean, they grew up together, and he's the head of PG Lang. Dave Free was the one that introduced Kendrick to Top. He kind of set it all off, and I mean, he helps direct the videos. He runs the business. Dave is that guy. So here's where I am with that, though. Suggesting that Dave Free had a kid with the mother of Kendrick's children, I don't believe it. I'm just saying, I don't believe it. That's a strong accusation. It's crazy. And for me, you don't get any points for that unless it's true, right? And this thing became quickly again about revealing dirt and what's the dirt and what's the tea. And unfortunately, that's part of what these battles have been and always been. But it's even Pac. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife, and we don't know that that's true. Faith always denied it. We kind of never knew. Big was like, if Faye had twins, she probably had two Pacs. So we kind of seen this before, but this starting to feel like nasty. So I'm just saying, you don't get points for that reveal to me unless it's true. And rappers lie about things all the time, but these are the top rappers. You got to show me. There has to be some truth. We can't just be out here, and especially the two top guys. I hold these guys to a different standard. We can't just be out here saying anything. It's like the Pusha T revelation of Drake having a son that he didn't publicly announce at the time. It worked because it turned out to be true. And right here with this accusation, it felt uncomfortable listening to it. I'm like, yo, yeah, but you got to show me some proof. And then I don't even know if I want the proof, actually. So Drake goes on to clown, right, and uses the hook from Rich Baby Daddy. So, shake that ass, bitch, hands on your knees. Hands on your knees, shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for free. Well, yeah, not that kind of free. I'm talking about Dave. Obviously, bars from Rich Baby Daddy. But this just starts to seem low. And I get it. I'm from the era of Jay telling Nas, I left condoms on your baby seat. I get it. But just referring to her like this feels low. This was just uncomfortable to hear. That's just me being honest, right? At this point in the record, to me, this is no longer this is the turn. This is this is not about who the best rapper is. This is something different. And maybe I'm the only one. Let's have that discussion in the comments. How did you feel about this? Did you feel uncomfortable? At what point did you feel uncomfortable? So then we get into your man's a Lil K. We call that shit a mini Drake. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars go over Kenny's head no matter what I say. I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. More bars about, Kendrick's height. It's like when he called him a pipsqueak on push-ups. I thought that was funny. He teased about the size 7 shoe. Some good wordplay here. Definitely some good wordplay. And it's funny. You need that in the battle, too. It's almost like playing the dozen. So I'm not mad at this at all. I know a lot of people was like, oh, all you had was making fun of him being short. Nah, that shit was funny on push-ups. And pipsqueak made me laugh. I don't know how often I've heard or used that word. the size 7 shoe artwork. Like, it was funny. Like, so this is all fair to me. This is good, and the wordplay here is good. And then he said, then he starts to switch. Knew it was smoke when Abel hit us with the serenade. Almost started reaching for my waist. So we start getting to the second verse. We get into a beat switch, and he starts getting that weekend, because again, this is not just about Drake. So he says, if Drake shooters doing TikToks, really shooting your gang, that's P's brother. Y'all ain't getting shit shot. So Drake is talking about Baca here. On All to Myself, that's the Future and Metro song. On All to Myself, the Weeknd sang, and we never do the big talk. They shooters making TikToks. So there was clips going around of Baca not nice on TikTok. I don't know who really shooting your gang. That's P's brother. Might be talking about Preem, aka P Rain. I'm not exactly sure. Like this is some like just Toronto business. But the takeaway here is he's getting that weekend. Like, it's not just Kendrick. And he says, man, can't never listen to stick talking falsetto, save it for hip hop. Y'all don't never be at home, dog. You a souvenir out the gift shop. Still mad about the one hole we ain't even fuck. I just lip locked her. I get active when it's wartime. I ain't really let my dick drop. So Abel and Drake, obviously, like, there's some beef over a girl. Good wordplay. Good, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at this. Like, at the end of the day, like, and I know, and I feel this way too, like, it should just be Drake and Kendrick, but Weeknd is a big artist. Like, Ross is something, I'm sure Drake takes that personal. So he spends a little bit, most of this is about Kendrick, but he spends a little bit of time. Ross gets some bars. What the fuck? I heard Rick drop talking about a nose job. Ozempic got a side effect of jealousy, and doctors never told y'all. Put it in the bars. Let him rot like your old job. That's good wordplay. I put it in the bars and let him rot like your old job. Ross used to be the CEO, so he put him in the bars. He put him in the jail, but he put him in the lyrics in the bars. House sitting on some land, but it's out there when no one even know y'all. Bitches got to drive 2 hours for you to paying for a blowjob. Must have snowed it up a snowball, because my last record deal was 400 M's. These days, that's a low ball. Drake is just going down the list. Kendrick is still the clear and present danger, but Drake is making sure to continue to go at everyone who has something to say. So who's next on the list? He goes, I always knew I had smoke for y'all. Good Kid, Mad City van. We'll pop the latch and let the door slide. The Good Kid, Mad City van from the album cover is significant, because if y'all listen to Kendrick's music, the van was like a character. It had appeared in mad songs, or he rapped about it in mad songs before Good Kid, Mad City, right? Like Pussy and Patron, for one, like kind of the story of the mythos of Kendrick. That van is a part of it. So, and if you were a Kendrick fan before Good Kid, when you seen that album cover with the van, it was kind of like a payoff. It was like, oh, this guy ain't switch up. He's still continuing the story that he started to tell us on Kendrick Lamar EP and Overly Dedicated and things like that. So that's part of his mythology. And Drake got the van, or more likely a lookalike van to the Good Kid, Mad City van, and crushed it in the video. I thought that was dope. I thought that was like just some creative rap shit. Like, that was fire to me. So, tears running down my cheek, laughing at you, pussies dying. It's a war cry. Weekend music getting played in spots where boys got a little more pride. Wordplay on gay pride is basically what Drake is suggesting. I don't know what anybody's doing in their bedroom. But there it is. That's why all your friends dip into Atlanta, paying just to find a tour guide. Able, run your fucking bread. Need to buy some more chains for some more guys. This was like the push-up line where he's going at Cash, Weeknd's manager, when he says that, he's tricking. The things that we do for women, he's doing for other dudes, right? Rocky gets some bars next. Rakim, what he said, Rakim talking shit again. Rocky's real name is Rakim. Rakim talking shit again. Gas because you hit my BM first. And do the math. Who was I hitting then? I ain't even know you rap still, because they only talking about your fit again. Probably got to have a kid again before you think of dropping any shit again. Even when you drop, they going to say you should have modeled because it's mid again, smoking Fenty. But they should have put you on the first one you trying to get it in. Smoking Fenty about they should have put you on the first one you trying to get it in. Ask Fring if this is a good idea next time you cuddled in the bed again. She'll even tell you leave the boy alone before he splits your head again. So all this is in response to Rocky's verse on Show of Hands. You know, when Rocky, I smashed before you birthed, son. Flacco hit it first, son. It gets so messy, man. This even just feels weird talking about it, right? But I'm not sure why Rocky, again, but I'm going from the rap angle, right? I don't know why Rocky used this angle that he slept with Drake's baby mother first. Drake never really seemed to be with the mother of his child. It feels like a thing that happened. So Rocky's bragging that he slept with Drake's baby mother before Drake did. Why do you brag about that when Drake and Rihanna's relationship is pretty documented? Like, he had to have known this was going to be Drake's response. And beyond the mess of it all, again, I'm just talking about the angles. Like, it was pretty clear when Rocky said that, like, well, I slept with your baby mother first, that Drake is going to come back. Well, I slept with your baby mother first. And, you know, assuming they slept together. I think, you know, but Drake and Rihanna's relationship is pretty well documented. Future and Metro get some light shots. It's funny that everybody's getting Venom, but Drake is almost like treading lightly with Future. He hadn't really gone at Future. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple shots, but he ain't really like go bad at Future. So he says, Pluto shit make me sick to my stomach. We ain't never really been through it. Leland Wayne, he a fucking lame, so I know he had to be an influence. Leland Wayne is Metro Boomin's real name. So, you know, he's basically saying him and Future were always good. So this got to be Metro's influence. I don't know if Future and Drake were always good. If you go back to even Tony Montana days, you know, Future had some things to say about Drake when Drake didn't show up for the Tony Montana video. There always seemed to be like an on again, off again thing with Drake and Future's friendship. So when Drake says, Pluto shit made me sick to my stomach, we ain't never really been through it, I don't know if I believe that. I feel like there's been something there. But he said, yeah, these guys had a plan and they finally found a way to rope their way into it. 2 separate albums dissing. I just did a Kim to it and skimmed through it. Kim to it to keep it moving. I just kept it moving. I skimmed through it and I just 2 separate albums, they was dissing me. Which I thought the second album was a bit much. Me and Savage had them hoes dripping wet. At the shows, they almost had to swim to it. K-Dot shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his pen to it. All right, so K-Dot shit is only hitting hard when Baby Keem put his pen to it. So Baby Keem is writing for Kendrick. And we know Drake has used writers. We've heard the reference. Drake has talked about this, right? Not in any real depth, but he's talked about this. So we know the Quentin Miller thing. We've heard the Yachty references recently. But is Keem really writing for Kendrick? I'm calling cap on this. You know what I'm saying? But we've seen this before too in battles. You're battling a guy and you big up his protege. Again, back to Jay and Nas, when Nas said, yo, compared to Beans, you're whack. Telling Jay. So he tries to big up the number 2 to be like, yeah, man, compared to me, you're whack. Like, you trying to get your guy to turn on you. So he bigs up Keem and puts down Kendrick. I don't think this is going to work. But, you know, I haven't heard of Keem writing for Kendrick. But there were references that leaked for Keem's records. Bully, 16, So What. You could find these on the internet, where it seems like Kendrick is laying down references for Keem. So I think it's the other way around. Ross calling me white boy, and that shit kind of got a ring to it. Because all these rappers waving white flags while the whole fucking club sing to it. That's a slick line. That's cool wordplay. This is pretty, you know, self-explanatory. I like the wordplay, though, with the white boy, how he switched that on Ross. That's cool. And then he's just getting at Ross, right, about, you know, being the CO. Murder scene on your man tonight, then comes to the vigil with the candlelight. Body after fucking body. And, you know, Rick reading my memorandum rights. Going on vacation. Hope till next time that y'all planned it right. Because you got to pay for saying my name. All right. Now we get to the last part. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick just opened his mouth. Someone go hand him a Grammy right now. Where's your uncle at? Because I want to talk to the man in the house. West Coast dudes doing fades, come get this ass whooping. I'm handing them out. You want to take up for Pharrell, then come get his legacy out of my house. All right, so this is a direct response to Euphoria. I'm not sure who Kendrick's uncle is. He could just be saying it, randomly. Another kind of short joke, just low man complex, like you ain't even the man in your house. There might be something else here. I don't quite get it, but the Pharrell part, direct response to Euphoria, when Kendrick says, I don't like you popping shit at Pharrell. For him, I inherit the beef. Fuck all that pushing P. Let me see you push a T. I explained this before, but on Jumbotron shit popping, Drake wore Pharrell's chains in the video. He bought them from an auction. And, on Travis Scott's Meltdown, he said he was going to melt the chains down. And it was all in response to his beef with Pusha T. So Kendrick, is taking up for him. Drake goes on, the cease and desist is for hoes. Can't listen to the lies that come out of your mouth. You called the Tupac estate and begged them to sue me and get that shit down. Now, remember on Euphoria, Kendrick said that Drake tried to C&D like that. There was an email that I saw on Twitter, like a screenshot of an email, but I couldn't verify if that was real. I know a lot of people sent it to me, but I'm like, is that a real email? I didn't quite know. And I didn't know at what stance Drake had to C&D like that. Or maybe it was Universal. Like, it could have been Universal just saying, yo, y'all don't got the right to use. We didn't sign off on you using Kendrick's vocals. Maybe it wasn't signed off of. Maybe Drake had something to do with it. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I just know that email that we saw. I don't know how real that was. And Drake is claiming Kendrick called Tupac's estate to have Taylor Made taken down because Drake used Pac's voice and AI. Possible. Again, I don't believe it. Like, I don't know. Also, Drake could have not sent the C&D. Like, these labels, these legal departments move funny. I think the email that I saw was like that they didn't have the right to go to radio and make Like That a single. Maybe they didn't have permission or that wasn't in the agreement. I don't 100% know. But, now this next part. Remember I told y'all that before anyone that, yeah, I really broke this down before anybody that Drake, Kendrick, and Cole were supposed to do a song. I have been talking about this for a while now. Drake, Kendrick, and Cole, there was an offer for them to do a song. The offer was out. Drake was down, Cole was down, Kendrick wasn't. At the time, I didn't know what exact song it was, but I believed, and I was led to believe that it was first person shooter. Well, Drake basically confirms it here. He says, I'm losing perspective on beef. Boy Wonder send the beat, and I'll kill you for fun. Your daddy got robbed by Top. You Stunner and Wayne like father like son. Yeah, I'm losing perspective on beef. Boy Wonder sent the beat. Boy Wonder is a producer on first person shooter. I'm almost positive that, Kendrick was supposed to be on first person. They invited him. So, and I kill you for fun. So, like, we can compete on the record in a fun way. But, like, again, now this turned into something else. This isn't about the big three anymore. And your daddy got robbed by Top. You Stunner and Wayne like father like son. That's a reference to the song Duckworth on the Damn album. If you never heard it, go listen to it. It's a dope record about how Kendrick's dad worked at a KFC that Top used to rob. So, I mean, there's some truth to this. This is Drake using Kendrick's lines and sending them back at him. There's dope wordplay. And then Anthony set up the plays. Kojo be charging you double for none. They shook about what I'm going to say, but texting your phone like we already won. So remember I told you Drake and Kendrick had communication after push-ups and, basically was like, yo, don't mention my family. Well, Drake basically confirms that on the next line, right? He says, you tell me what I shouldn't say, but fuck it, it's already done. We already know it's 20v1. We already know why you went number one. It's clearly because of the boy. The honorable thing is to give me the loot. You right. Fuck the big three. It's only Big D in this video proof. Yeah. Like, Drake is saying exactly what I'm saying. This thing was about big three, and at some point it got really personal, but there was a conversation. Obviously, the big three line is in reference to Kendrick's line on Like That, motherfuck the big three. It's just Big Me. But honestly, I feel like what we wanted out of this battle, what I wanted was who's the best rapper. But once it goes bad, and we get back on the family talk. Our son should go play in the park. Two light-skinned kids, that shit would be cute. Unless you don't want to be seen with anyone that isn't blacker than you. We get it, we got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put the gin in your juice. We get that you think you Bishop and Juice. Blacker the berry, sweeter the juice is Kendrick's song from To Pimp a Butterfly, actually produced by Boy Wonder too, who is known mostly for producing Drake joints, right? We get that you like to put the gin in your juice. West Coast staple, shout out to Snoop, gin and juice. And we get that you think you're Bishop and Juice. Dope wordplay here, also a Pac reference. Wordplay here is ill. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's some really like just dope rapping here. You know, like I don't wanna. The headline is the dirt, right? Or tea that got spilled. But there's some dope rapping. There's some dope schemes in here. This is a dope scheme. We get it. We got it. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. We get that you like to put gin in your juice. We get that you think you're Bishop and Juice. It's pretty dope. And Drake goes from here to make some serious accusations. When you put your hands on your girl, is it self-defense because she's bigger than you? Your back is up against the curb. You're digging for dirt. You should be digging for proof. Why did you move to New York? Is it because you live in that bachelor life, proposed in 2015, but don't want to make her your actual wife? I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening, right? Because we all know the girls that you actually like. Now, I'm going to keep it fair. And if you go back to Euphoria and the second reaction video I did to Euphoria, when the talk started to come up that Summer Dot's bars may allude to Drake liking young women, younger women, or underage women, I said I didn't want to go there unless I saw real proof. Those type of allegations, for one, young women who are of legal age feels creepy. You know, you kind of get a reputation for something like that. It feels creepy, but isn't illegal, right? And then underage girls, that's just some nasty shit, man. Like, and once you get that reputation, that doesn't come off. So, you know, it's not something that I would say lightly, right? And I'm not saying, you know, Kendrick can say what he wants. He's in this battle. Anybody can say what they want. This is for me. So it's not easy to overcome that. And if that's what you want and the real truth comes to light, you deserve everything you get as a result of that, right? But I'm going to need real proof before I put that on somebody. And also, too, I'm in the media, so that's liable. That could be slander. There's legal implications for that. Like if you look at what happened with Tasha K and Cardi B. So for me, the same thing stands for accusing someone of putting their hands on a woman. I need proof before I even go there, because lives get ruined for that. Reputations get ruined for that. So it kind of even goes back to what Drake said too, right? You digging for dirt, you should be digging for proof. I mean, maybe Drake knows for sure. I don't know what happened. I don't believe it, or maybe I don't want to believe it. But man, you just don't say that for somebody. And for me, that's just being fair. I would take up for Drake the same way, and I did. Like, you can't just say somebody is a woman beater. You need proof, because once that narrative starts to go around, man, it could get nasty. Like, we need proof. I don't even know if I want proof. Like, I hope it's not true, but it's just a crazy thing to say, unless it's real. Your darker secrets coming to light. It's all in your face, like what happened to Mike. Oh shit, it's all making sense. Maybe I'm Prince and you actually Mike. Michael was praying his features would change so people would believe that he's actually white. Top will make you do features for change, get on pop records, and rap for the whites. From a rap standpoint, amazing wordplay. I'm super surprised that they're able to keep this Mike Prince thing up on both sides, right? So we know it, right? We know the story. Drake compares himself to Michael Jackson, and now that he has the Billboard Hot 100 record, he mentioned it on First Person Shooter. You know, Dot said Prince outlived Mike Jack on Like That. Then they just been keeping up with these Michael Jackson bars going back and forth. And I honestly always thought I heard, like, I'm like, okay, we heard all the Michael Jackson bars you could possibly hear. Like Michael Jackson beat it, got a dark skinned friend like Michael Jackson, a light skinned friend like Michael Jackson. Like I literally thought I've heard all the Michael Jackson bars you could possibly hear in life from any rapper, right? But these are dope bars. Like from a rap standpoint, like maybe I'm Prince, you actually Mike. Michael was praying for his features would change so people will believe that he's actually white. Top will make you do features for change. Features would change. Features for change. Like that's ill. Like just from a rapping perspective, that is an ill scheme. That was pretty dope. I don't think Kendrick has tried to seem white though. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he did Maroon 5. Yes, he did Taylor Bad Blood record, but I don't think Kendrick is ever really trying to appeal to a white audience or make records for a white audience. I mean, no more than any other artist. Like he obviously has white fans, but who doesn't? Drake danced to that same Taylor Bad Blood record in the Apple commercial. So let's be real here. I think the wordplay is dope. I can't deny that. I'm not mad at this bar. I don't necessarily believe it. And then we get, and wait, you say your brother Jermaine, but you wanted him to stay out of the light. Oh shit, just follow me, right? Because nothing changed. Oh shit, just follow me, right? Because nothing you saying could bother me, right? I get off a plane and nothing has changed. I head to Delilah with all of my ice. Head to Delilah with all of my ice. That's a reference to on Euphoria when Dot said at Top Dog, who the fuck they think they playing with? Extortion, my middle name. As soon as you jump off the plane, bitch. So Delilah is a club in Cali. On Like That, Kendrick said, they snatching chains and burning tattoos. So there's been this whole thing about extortion and getting robbed and who's doing what. So, this is just Drake. I get off the plane, nothing has changed. I go to the club with all of my ice. And this shit got to be over by now for anyone out here that's calling it, right? I've been calling it, and it's not over because Kendrick dropped another track right away. And it's equally as dark. Like this gets dark. Like again, this went to a place like it ain't about who raps the best no more. I'm gonna go over to Kendrick Meet the Grams in my next video. You're dead. There's nowhere to hide. You know what I mean? They hired a crisis management to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The picture you painted, it ain't what it seems. And that's how it ends. My opinion on this is Drake definitely had bars. It's a vicious track. I gotta give him credit because he's not just battling Dot. He's still, most of this is about Kendrick, but he still went at Ross. He went at Rocky, he went at Weekend. He's like dancing around Future though. I'm unsure of why he hasn't really gone at Future because I think there's more there than what they're saying. But so props to him. I mean, he is battling more than one person. But this got dark, man. For me, at some points, it was like uncomfortable to listen to. And the 2 bombshells he dropped, that's the headline for me. The 2 bombshells he dropped, I need proof. Again, because I know it's rap. I know rappers like to exaggerate. But in this instance, you're claiming he beat his girl and that his best friend has a child with his baby mother. I just can't take your word for it because we like your raps. And that's just me being fair and honest. I'm going to get more thoughts on this. Stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to go through Kendrick's, Meet the Grams. That's another long one. That's coming out today. I wanted to get this one out first. But these are just my thoughts. So let's talk about it in the comments. Peace.